Hey, what's up, Exit the Matrix family? Bob here. Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me on this morning talk. So quick update. Still haven't got my Exit the Matrix Facebook page back. Doesn't probably surprise any of you guys. I think I'm getting ready to come to the point where I'm just gonna have to accept that it's a loss, and and shift and just keep building in other avenues. It's unfortunate. Lost a lot of our brothers and sisters behind there, and a lot of them didn't come over to YouTube, so they probably just figure something happened to me or something. Who knows? But the crazy thing is, though, the page is there. It's untouched. That the hackers, I guess once they figured out they couldn't get any money from the that I didn't have any credit cards saved on the to the page or anything, to the payout stuff. I guess they figured, well, there's nothing there for them, so they just abandoned it and moved on to the next person to steal their page to try to get access to their banking stuff or whatever. So it's just sitting there, folks. I mean, no movement for over a month now on the page. Nothing. It just they're not even putting spam posts or anything like hackers do sometimes. And yeah, so it's unfortunate. Just sitting there in the ether by itself, by its little old self. And Facebook just doesn't give a shit. So doesn't matter what I send them, what I tell them, they just ignore me. So anyways, so guys, I've been thinking a lot about something, and I have touched upon this subject before, here or there, but I really want to go deep into this because I was listening to some NDEs on Saturday, and I don't know, it was interesting. Something in my mind started clicking. Guys, how I'm always talking about these in Genesis, where it talks about the Elohim, right? Which is the gods. And in fact, if you take it back to the root meaning, it means the powerful ones. Of course, mainstream, or organized religion, whatever you want to call it, institutional religion, they claim that the Elohim, the reason it says the gods, right? Not God, El, but Elohim, plural, the gods, is because it's talking about the Trinity. Jesus Christ, Yahweh, and this enigmatic Holy Spirit, which they will not name, which is, I've always found quite hilarious. And I've told you guys look what the Holy Spirit is. I've already explained that in other videos. So, but this Elohim, we're all we're all told it's the Trinity, at least by religious institutions. But yet when you read it, that don't make sense, right? The gods. I mean, and later on it talks about the council of the gods in Genesis. So I started really thinking a lot about this, and about how we come down to this realm, how this realm is a sort of a sandbox slash classroom slash video game, because it is a type of simulation, right? And the body's the headset. And I was trying to, thinking about how does this actually work with the Council of the Anuna, of course, the Sumerian version, right? And this Council of the Elohim. Of course, Zecharia Sitchin, his idea was that these Anuna, these Anunnaki. And look, for those of you who don't know, real quick, Anuna comes from the older Sumerian, Akkadian. The Anunnaki was the Babylonian name for these same characters, okay? just so you know, Zecharia Sitchin did not make that up. That name comes from translations done by, since the 1800s, by linguists, okay? That broke the code, that were able to start translating this cuneiform, okay? So Zecharia Sitchin was just basing his theories off of the translations that were done by experts, okay? From, top schools like Oxford and stuff around the world, okay? So just a real quick plug there for the anti-Zecharia Sitchin people. He did not make it all up. You can pull up cuneiform tablets on the ETCL through Oxford, and you'll plainly see that the Anuna and the Anunnaki are labeled in the cuneiform. In fact, in the Atrahasis, it calls them the Anuna and the Anunnaki, okay? I mean, literally, there's like 2 paragraphs next to each other where it has the Anuna and the Anunnaki. So this was quite understood in Mesopotamia, who they were talking about, okay? And same with the early writers of the Judean version, the Torah and such. They understood that this council of Elohim were the council of Anuna. They were the same beings, they're talking about the same council of gods, okay? But who are the Elohim? So, I've been talking a lot about that. My theory is that the Elohim were our brothers and sisters from the realm we come from, that came to set up the game, that came to construct this third dimensional world, this lower dimensional world. And if you read in the Atrahasis about how they had to sacrifice one of the Anuna gods to give life to the first Adamu, the first Adam, it makes sense, because what they were doing, folks, by sacrificing, it was a kind of a bad explanation of what they were doing. Like, they were basically moving that spirit out of that Anuna form into this new hybridized Homo sapien form. So they were just moving the consciousness, folks, okay? I want you to understand that. Like, look, our bodies are just vessels, okay? These are vessels. They're not you. Your unique consciousness is separate from the body. It just uses the body, the brain, the body, to immerse itself into this dimension. That's it, folks. Like, look, you are an immortal spirit. This is a simple truth. And the ancients knew this, folks. Like, this is not new knowledge, okay? It's new knowledge for anybody that's either avoided this subject, ignored this subject, or they're still stuck in programming about this, about the physical matter being truth, okay? And reality, because it's not. Like, even the science now, folks, is proving through quantum mechanics that, and experiments they've been doing with quantum mechanics, that this realm is an illusion, okay? It gives the illusion of physical reality, but it is not physical, okay? We can call it physical just because it's the densest reality that you are able to, I guess, build thought forms and constructs in, that you can, it's denser, the energy's denser, so it gives that illusion it's physical. But it is not physical, folks. You take a high-powered microscope and you break everything, you can see everything broken down into subatomic particles, energy, okay? It's all energy, and all energy, folks, is consciousness. So these plasma balls that you see that they call UAPs and UFOs and all this stuff that fly around these jets and these, folks, we can take on that form as a ball of light. It's interesting because some people, when they have NDEs, they talk about, some of them talk about retaining a human form, and we can do that in that realm. Many beings create their own, avatar in the higher dimensions, that you can create your own form, okay? You're not stuck to a DNA structured form, okay? It's a biological form. Like at the higher levels, you create a thought form avatar for yourself, or a body. It's a light body that you create how you want it to look. Well, some people, when they cross over, they have that body, or at least it holds on for a while. And as they go, after they start going through this process of the life review and all that, some of them notice all of a sudden the body's gone, and that they feel like this huge light ball. Like they've expanded so much, and they feel like this huge, that's how they explain it, like a big ball of light. Which I've been thinking a lot about that, and this whole Elohim thing, and then you think about these UAPs flying around these, jets like F-16s and stuff, like they're nothing. Or what's the newer ones? I don't know. The F-35s. I can't remember what it is. The ones that are trash, that cost more to fly than they're even worth. I mean, just more scamming going on by these military industrial, companies. They've been raping the taxpayers too. They fund these. The Pentagon funds these projects that never get completed, or they're half-assed projects, or they're so technologically advanced they're too expensive to fly or use. I mean, it's stupid. The F-16s were economical to a degree. These newer ones they're a waste of money, man. But anyways, these balls of light, even these newest generation fighter jets, can't even do the maneuvers that these balls of light do. Well, folks, we are those balls of light. So it makes me wonder if those are spirits that, I don't know if they're visiting Earth in spirit form, if their spirits coming into this realm or leaving this realm, and they're playing around a little bit before they, move on. And they're just having fun with these jets and stuff, I mean, it sounds weird, folks, but I listened to this one NDE one time, where it was it wasn't an NDE, sorry, it was a pre-birth experience, okay, folks? And this person, they remembered going into the womb and all that. They remembered before they went into the womb, and they remembered filling out their soul, building their soul contract with a group of other spirits that they were friends with in the higher dimensions, or family with, or whatever. Their spirits, for some reason, even have like a sort of families in the higher realms, or at least groups that they congregate with, and then they choose to come as a group to incarnate on Earth, and these spirits play different parts in each other's lives. It's really interesting, these pre-birth experiences. But anyways, this person talked about how they remembered the process. Well, before they went into the womb, into the mother that they chose, they remembered being this ball of light, and they were like in between the dimensions, the higher dimension and this earth dimension, right? Third dimension. And they said they were like a ball of light, and they were floating around, and they were flying around and having fun. And then they ran into some more other spirits that were in like this plasma ball energy form. And they were all playing with each other, chasing each other around and all that. And then eventually a voice told this person, look, okay, you had your fun. Now you gotta go down. You're the mother's ready for you now. You got to go through the portal, into the mother, into the womb. Then the dude had to head down, continue his path down to Earth. So I found that really interesting, folks. We got these balls of light. We got this that's mentioned by NDEs and pre-births. So these Elohim, they came before us to build the game, right? But then they instead of just building the game and managing the game like game masters or watchers, right? The watchers, they decided, hey, I want to be a god. I want to play a god. And then they stayed so long in this game because they didn't come through the female portal into the human avatar. But I start thinking a lot too, folks. Okay, if they are us and we are them, then that means that we are the Elohim also. It's just, we are the Elohim that come to experience this realm through the female portal into the human body, and we're born in a human body here, right? So we are the Elohim, folks. Okay, we're immortal spirits. We are consciousness. See, the whole world, folks, the whole universe, that everything is the all, the mind, the one. You can call it God, the source, and we are all fractals of that mind, of that energy. We are all individual consciousnesses, but we are all connected to each other in a collective consciousness. Just like the Hermetic teachings have always told us, folks. Look, the Hermetic teachings are thousands of years old, and they were explaining quantum mechanics, okay? And essentially the secrets behind this realm. And they were teaching us way back then, for thousands of years, passed down through the mystery schools and through the secret societies and such, to keep it out of the hands of the regular people, right? To keep the game going. I think that's a part of it. If everybody woke up to the fact that we're all mortal spirits and we've all come to play this game, then all of a sudden the game isn't fun anymore, and we can all just, screw it, let's kick the game board aside and let's move on. Because this realm, the ones that came here, that our brothers and sisters, the ones are spoken of in the cuneiform and the Genesis and the Torah, they came down here and kind of broke the rules and decided to in their spirit form, in their powerful form, decided to stay here and manipulate the game instead of going home. Their job was done. Go home. Come back through the female portal, experience the game how it was meant to be experienced, right? But they stayed here. So, of course, when you're a spirit and you come incarnate into a human form, into this avatar that they created, you don't know any better because you go through the mind wipe too. So you come into the game with the headset, the body, and now you've been cut off from all your knowledge of what you are and who you are and where you came from and even why you came here. And now you're ready to play the game. Okay? You don't know that you're not a human. You just think that, you are a human. That's all you know. Because, when you come through the portal, the womb, and you get teleported in here, guess what? That's the rules of the game that the Elohim came and created. So, they're us and we are them. And the Most High, has always been the source of all creation. Isn't it interesting how mad Yahweh was at Adam and Eve when they had their interactions with the serpent, and the serpent made them self-aware to what they are? Just like the story of Adapa in the cuneiform. Adapa was Adam, and it's a story about how Adapa was way more intelligent than he was meant to be. And that infuriated Enlil, who I have said many times I believe is Yahweh in the Bible. At least part of Yahweh. I honestly, truly believe Yahweh was an amalgamation of Enki and Enlil, and, folks, this is one nobody ever talks about, Ninhursag. Or Ninma. Sometimes I think her other name is Ninti. Mammy. She's got a few different names in the cuneiform. But she was the Trinity, folks. You had Enlil, the brother, the god of the air, commander of earth. You had his brother, the serpent, the god of wisdom, the god of the Abzu, of the deep, of the waters. And then their half-sister, each of their half-sister was Ninhursag. Ninma. She was the one who carried Adam and Eve in her womb. Okay? Or she was the one that helped Enki hybridize the human race. And this can be found in the cuneiform tablet Enki and Ninmah. Okay? It's all explained, folks. If you go back and read the cuneiform, I see we've always been given our history, but it's in fragments, because I think they had to destroy that knowledge to make the game continue on, because if we all knew the truth, it ruins the game, right? So they had to hide it. They had to bury these libraries, bury Göbekli Tepe, all these sites. They had to hide the knowledge, and they had to hide it in symbolism and allegories, so that regular people would not take the time or the effort to figure out how to read these things or uncover these truths. But now we have supercomputers in our hands, the internet. Now we have these tablets being translated all the time. In fact, there's AI systems being constructed. They may already be being used that can now can automatically go through and translate these cuneiform tablets. See, folks, not everything with AI is evil, okay? If you truly believe that, you've been tricked. See, we control consciousness in this realm, and AI is not a consciousness. AI is simply they're learning modules. They're based off data, off algorithms. Now, I'm not saying eventually there might not be a time that real consciousness takes over AI. I think that's more than likely going to happen because of these quantum computers. See, these quantum computers, folks, they reach outside of our dimension. They reach into other dimensions, the way they operate. So there's a chance that could create a portal that allows entities to come and inhibit these computer systems, these AI systems, and merge their consciousness with these AI learning modules. And eventually that would mean that they become self-aware. Not because of algorithms and the learning modules becoming self-aware. No, you need self-awareness is spirit, folks. So you have to have a spirit consciousness inserted into these systems. Then they become self-aware. So these Elohim are us. We are the powerful ones. We are the shining ones. When we're outside of the human body, folks, we are all powerful. We are massive conscious energy. People always talk about when they leave the body, all of a sudden it's like their consciousness gets expanded. They are tapped into all the knowledge of the universe. They feel way bigger than the human body. They feel like this giant ball of energy that radiates out. That's massive. When they go back to the body, when they're sent back, a lot of them talk about how it feels like it's like they get sucked in through one of the chakra systems, typically through the crown chakra, the head, or through the heart chakra, through the heart, or the throat chakra, through the mouth. They usually always enter back in through one of the chakras. And they say it's like it feels like you're getting sucked into a tight vacuum. They even say, I can't believe that the totality of me was sucked into that vessel. It's too big to hold, or too small, to hold the spirit. But it happens. And they say for those first couple hours when you're back in the body, they say it feels like you're so confined and like you're in this tight vessel, and it's like your spirit can hardly even fit in it. It's very interesting, folks, which we know the total spirit doesn't fit in the body. You can see this they have different ways now that they can take video and photo of people's auras, and your aura extends way past your physical body, okay? It emanates out past it, the barriers of the body. So the spirit is huge. So folks, I want to empower you. I don't want to disempower. I want you to understand, look, the Elohim, we are the Elohim, okay? We are just the Elohim that came to play the game, to experience this realm through the proper way, through the female portal. Through the human, through the human avatar. So we've been essentially, through time, tricked to worship our own kin that decided to set themselves up as gods. And I guess they like playing the game that way. And I don't know. Maybe some of them went back home. Maybe some of them are still here. I would guess the ones that are still here have been away from the source for a long time, so they probably lost a lot of their energy, vibrancy, you know. If that's possible, maybe it's not, but maybe it is. Maybe the longer you're in the lower dimension, you know, artificially staying here, choosing to stay here, the more energy, you know, you lose, or at least the dimmer your light gets, right? And the more that they get lost in this realm of duality and lower dimension. So a lot of us, we look at these ancient gods as these fantastic, powerful beings that are bigger and more powerful than us. Well, yeah, the only reason they're more powerful than us is because they didn't take on the human avatar. We did. So we're limited, whereas they're not limited. We wouldn't be limited. Look, if you stepped out of your body, you're not limited anymore. Okay? Nothing in this world can do anything to you in the spirit, in that pure consciousness form. So, I don't know, folks. I find it like really interesting. It's makes you think a lot, you know, about what all this is really about, you know. And I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Look, I'm just trying to piece all this together, folks, just like you, okay? I'm trying to figure out, you know, what is going on, just like all of you are. I'm trying to figure out why we're here, you know, where we go after this, all this stuff, just like you guys are, okay? And, you know, and I don't know, I probably don't have it all right. I think I've moved on in my understanding than probably most people, you know, that you've ever heard. I mean, and I'm not bragging or anything, folks. I'm just saying, like, you have to, I think, to understand a lot of this stuff, you have to be willing to use your imagination a little bit. You have to be able to expand your consciousness out a little bit. And you got to look at things from a different angle. See, everybody looks at things from this book version, you know, like the Bible version, or even the cuneiform, right? And I think people overlook what the underlying story really is about. And they just kind of see the, like, you know, the face value of it, you know. So I don't know, folks. Some stuff to chew on. Are we the Elohim? Are we all the Elohim? You know, and did just some of us decide to come, instead of come play the game, they and even maybe those that were meant to just manage the game ended up becoming players in the game, going against kind of the directives, you know, like, look, it was supposed to go this way and you guys broke the rules and you started doing this and you stayed there and you set yourselves up as gods and you started getting people to worship you and you started, you know, absorbing their energy, you know, to stay in this realm longer because you've been in this realm too long and you're, you know, in the lower dimensions, and maybe they were losing power and energy, and so that they needed this prayer energy as a way to invigorate themselves. They were feeding off of the new arrivals here, you know, that were just came from the higher dimensions, that were fully vibrant, powerful beings and put into these little vessels, these human bodies. And so they were using us like batteries, essentially, right? I mean, it always goes back to the Matrix, the movie. It's such a trip when you think about it. And it makes sense when you think about that with the Gnostic writings, you know, when they talk about the archons and such and the demiurge, right? Wow. We could go deeper and deeper and deeper into this. And just real quick, just so you guys know, there's your Holy Spirit. I just mentioned who's the Holy Spirit. Ninma, Mama, right? Ninma. It's the divine feminine. Ninma Ninhursag was the one that carried Adam and Eve in her womb. Okay? She carried them. She was, later on, she was known as Hathor in the Egyptian. She was one of the womb goddesses, right? Well, it speaks about in the cuneiform how Ninhursag, Ninma is like she leads like other Anunnaki, other Anuna females. See, folks, the angels weren't all males. You guys still believe that? Come on, man. They're all males. Oh, that's why they had to take human women. No, folks. Some of the Anunnaki slept with human men too. Inanna was one such one in the Epic of Gilgamesh. It explains how she slept with human men. Okay? Oftentimes kings and such, right? So, no, they weren't just the sons of God, all male angels, right? No. If you look at the Anuna pantheon, you will see many high-ranking females. And Nin Herzog is one of the highest ranking, only under Enki and Enlil in ranking with their pantheon. She was the other part of the Trinity, folks. You had the two brothers at odds and ends with each other. One was more of a hard ass, the other one was more of a thinker. And then their sister, who was caught in between their struggles with each other. And she was the one who brought comfort. She was the mama. Ninma. Mama. Don't you get it? I believe one of her other names was Mammy. And Mammy's also a name for mother in different, like, dialects or whatever, different languages. I've heard Mammy used as a name for mama. See, we've all been tricked, folks. We've been tricked by our own kind. we've been worshiping our own kind the whole time. We've been calling our own kind aliens. We've been calling our own kind all these, the fallen angels. Well, yeah, they were the fallen angels because they broke the rules of the game. They came in the spiritual form. What does it say in the Bible? The fallen angels left their estate, right, in heaven, and came down to earth. And then they were in spirit form, but yet they were still able to procreate with the human women and stuff here, right? Well, the Anunnaki were known for having children with men and women, with humans, Homo sapiens, okay? Enki even had half children. One of them was Noah. I know, folks. You're going to, oh, wow, how blasphemous of me to speak about that. Well, there's a lot of clues that Noah was, in the Atrahasis, it's stated that, Noah is essentially like Enki's, half human child. And that's why he goes out of his way to help Enki. That's why Enki goes out of his way to help Noah. Ziasudra, Utnapishtim, Atrahasis. Those are different names for Noah, folks. See, the Bible doesn't own this information, folks. It was a later version about these same stories. Okay? Now, there's some unique stuff in the Bible. Like, I'm not one of these people, folks, that says, oh, the Bible's a complete copy of the cuneiform. No, it's not. But a lot of it was taken from the cuneiform. A lot of the stories were integrated into the Bible from the cuneiform. Okay? The council of gods in Genesis are the council of Anuna. The council of the Elohim are the council of the Anuna. It's the same one and the same. So, anyways, folks, I got a roll here. It's a Monday, not fun. For those of you that are, subscribed and are getting, I hope you guys are enjoying that I'm putting out a lot more videos. We're going to start doing this a lot different here soon. We're going to be starting to, I want to start doing teachings and stuff, lives on YouTube, but doing teachings of the cuneiform where we can read along and I can teach you guys these things. So anyways, sorry, I'm all lit up right now because this guy at my work, we get deliveries in the mornings, and this truck driver, some of them pull in the opposite way, the wrong way, and instead of going around the building and turning around, they just sit here doing the old Austin Powers back and forth, trying to maneuver a truck in a tight spot, and it's really stupid, but so that's why I'm lit up right now, because this truck driver's trying to figure out, oh my God, I came the wrong way. What am I going to do? I'm just going to sit here with my lights on this car. Instead of getting in his truck, going around the building and coming back the right way, which would take like 2 minutes. But anyways, people are interesting, aren't they? So yeah, guys, I just, love to hear you guys' thoughts on all this, and we'll keep building, folks. Please help share my videos. Make sure you subscribe, like the videos, comment. Please comment, folks. That drives the algorithm on YouTube to expand this to other people. Like, this is real niche stuff we're talking about here, folks. This is stuff that you are not hearing anybody talk about, because most people are afraid to connect all these dots, because if they're indoctrinated into a religion, they don't want to know this stuff. They want to believe that this Yahweh character in the Bible is like some supernatural God that has power over their life, even though it's not. He's just one of us. He just broke the rules, you know, and set himself up as a God in this realm. Now, folks, look, I'm not saying there's not a creator of all, a source of all creation. I've said that forever, folks, okay? But it's not any of these entities that set themselves up as gods, okay? That's just the way it is, at least in my understanding. So, and I'm not claiming to know everything here, but I am giving you a different perspective that you probably never thought about, and watch. I'd like you to do your own research on these things. Read these cuneiform, read Genesis, dig into Elohim, and start and listen to these NDEs, even these pre-births, and then you'll start to see how I'm connecting all these dots. Okay, it's actually simple when you kind of stand back and look at it all objectively, without getting caught up in religious fervor and programming. Right, when you just start looking at all this stuff, quantum physics, all these balls of light, these UAPs, all these things start to make sense when you start, but the problem is most people don't go down all these avenues, folks. Okay, they're just biblical scholars, or they only do the cuneiform, or they only are into NDEs and OBs, or but see, I like to dabble in all this stuff because you start to find the connections. So anyways, guys, hit me up if you're interested in doing a one-on-one Zoom with me. My time for your donation. It will greatly help right now because of me having my Facebook page taken away. That's a lot of revenue that I lost, and I was building a seed money to get my basement finished for a studio. But now I got to use that just to survive. Now it's survival mode, right? Because that was a decent amount of income that we'd come to rely on. So it is what it is. I'm not poor me, folks. Look, I'll figure out ways to move forward, and I may still get the page back. We'll see if I do get it back, if they'll remonetize it, though. I don't know. I may get it back and they'll never remonetize it, but at least then I can just start using that to build a backup page and still move people to my YouTube videos. So it's better than nothing at this point. Hell, I'll take that if that's all I can get, is a demonetized page. But just to have that page back, all of our brothers and sisters now I've lost contact with. It's unfortunate. A lot of the people I was in contact with through Messenger, now I have no way to talk to them because I don't have their personal profiles, on connected to my personal profile. So anyways, guys, hey, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you later.